Welcome, 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 everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Uh, it is Thursday, um, and I'm sorry that I haven't been going live very often. I probably won't be going live too often as of late. The channel, you could say, is in renovation, more or less, give or take, for lack of a better term. Um, so, which is partly why I'm not going on camera. Um, I know. Uh, it makes me this big hypocrite who talks about people and doesn't show his face. Yeah, but I'm here. You guys know what I look like. Sorry, too bad. Um, so, um, yeah, Cherry exactly under new management, right? Uh, no, unfortunately, it is under the same management, which is basically Cherry. So yeah, I have no say over anything that happens on this channel. It is all Cherry. Cherry makes all the decisions. So that's my disclaimer for anybody who doesn't like anything that I do. Please blame Cherry. It is all her fault and always will be all her fault. Even if she's gone, it'll always be all her fault. If she's not in chat, it will be all her fault, no matter what. And a sad day today in Hollywood. The legendary Ray Liotta has passed in his sleep. Um, so at least we know that he didn't go painfully. Um, but, you know, all of his legendary roles from Goodfellas to Copland, and even some really bad ones. but but a hell of an actor and one of my favorites. And honestly, it brings me to think of one of my favorite roles of his, which is Observe and Report. Um, Observe and Report, man. That's the best movie you never saw. I promise. I promise. It's hilarious, and his character is great in that movie. So, or or um, let me send myself something. I gotta show you guys something that I think there's this creator that's been really loud lately. And it's usually pretty loud, but now people are starting to kind of listen. Uh, but it's really funny because as of late, the only thing I've heard this creator do is beg for money, just e-beg constantly. Maybe we'll review her a little bit. Maybe we will because it's funny to me. But there's a this creator reminds me of somebody. Because this creator started going on camera, and and I was like, who does she fucking look like, dude? It's driving me crazy. Who does she look like? Uh, and I'll go ahead and I'll let me do this real quick. It was driving me crazy, y'all. Like it was killing me. So hold on a second, real quick. I was like, who does she look like? It was killing me, dude. Oh my god. I can't help it, dude. So this person, This person has announced that they'll be attending the vigil, um, the vigil for Summer Wells. Yeah, right. Um, which is not for Summer Wells in the slightest bit. There will be one that is invitation only. That uh, that is for Summer, but it's invitation only. So if you are even in the right place in your heart, and want to pay Summer respects, just do it from your home. Just or organize something locally where you live if you want. Nothing wrong with that. Uh, if it's coming from the right place in your heart, um, that's great. But please understand that and please respect those people who are doing something for Summer, and it really is for Summer. Those are the people in her community, from her congregation in her church, family. So please respect that. But there's another vigil going on, but it's not a vigil, it's a visual. And there's many reasons. It's funny because people pointed this out in other chats to me, and I didn't even put that together, but it is absolutely a visual. Someone said, "Yeah, you're right, Claire." After I said that the only reason that uh, butthurt strangler freaking battery Betty is even organizing this thing is because she thinks that she's going to attract media attention, mainstream media attention, and get cameras on her, and it's going to blow up her channel. Make no mistake, people, that is exactly what her purpose is for doing this. That is exactly Dolly's purpose for getting involved in it. That is exactly this idiot's that you see on the screen here. That's their purpose for showing up, because they think that it's going to attract attention to them and it's going to blow their channels up, when they can't simply do something as simple as just have good content, have substance in the things that they say, have convictions behind their beliefs. They are incapable of this shit. So um, all they're going to do is show up and in front of the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department and create a spectacle and a complete and utter shit show, and completely perverse the fact that this little girl is missing, and nobody has any answers yet. And the Hawkins County Sheriff's, now Betty claims that she's doing this for the sake of showing the Hawkins County some support and saying we still remember Summer and we know, like they do too. Listen, they don't fucking need you to do that. Shut the fuck up. Stay home. They don't need you to do that. Like the fact that they actually have the audacity to claim that this is for Summer while making t-shirts, bootleg fucking t-shirts. Like they can't even make their own they can't even make their own merch with their own original art. They have to steal it from somebody, which I'm sure you'll hear more about tonight in Toast's live stream. But they can't even. Now, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not plugged directly into. I don't know if you guys can hear me okay. I'm the router is far away, so I'm not plugged directly into it. So I hope that you guys can hear me fine. And yeah, but soon enough, don't worry, soon enough. There, like I said, there's some renovations happening with the channel, so things are going to get a lot better. I just moved, so and I'll tell you guys a little bit about that before I get really into how I feel about this fucking shit show that's being organized in Tennessee. So I just moved, and I moved into a house that is 102 years old. A house that is 102 years old. And yeah, it's most definitely haunted. If ghosts exist, people, okay. If ghosts exist, this house has them. There's no fucking doubt in my mind whatsoever, in the slightest bit, whether or not this house has ghosts. So, and I messaged Mexi. Mexi is a paranormal investigative creator on YouTube, um, and a good friend of mine. And I messaged him and I was like, one of these days, dude, you're gonna have to come out here. Because dude, this basement, okay, this basement, the basement from which I'm going to end up streaming from at some point. Um, um, it I'm going to build a set, blah blah blah, all that crap. But there is a very strange cubby hole which I am 98.7% convinced that it is a portal to another dimension, a dimension that I am not interested in finding out what it is. But it's the strangest, it is the strangest looking shit. Uh, like, I mean, maybe there's a body. I don't know. I don't want to find out. Um, Maybe I will take pics heels in the air. Maybe I will take pics, but there's, but like, yeah, I totally messaged Bexy and was like, dude, so, yeah, I just moved into a haunted house. Like, no, like, I swear to God, this house is part of a haunted tour that takes place. Yeah. But I don't want to dox myself. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be doing any coverage on the hauntings of the house, but uh but these these people who are coming to my state where I live, um as I said before, you know, I get a lot of comments and messages saying, you know, since you're in Tennessee, you should go out there. You should go out there and confront them. Um, as I've said before, I'm going to continue saying it until this thing actually happens. Um, I'm not in the slightest bit interested in helping them with their shit show, because what they're looking for, because the rumor is that MGL is going out there and uh, you know, and she's going to cause a scene and blah blah blah. And you know, I if I show up out there, um, I'm not going to be quiet. Uh, I will definitely be confrontational. There's no way that there's anything in my DNA that wouldn't allow me to. And all that's going to do is create the same kind of content and add to the content that they're trying to create. So I just fucking refuse to do that. I'm not going to do that. Because I think that what they're doing is absolutely disgusting. And it is not in any way, shape, or form in respect in any respect for Summer. We already know how these people feel about her family. And you know, this is the thing is I don't think I've ever actually said this, but everyone, these people are no different than any other creator that goes on YouTube. And this is why. This is because both Don and Candace have made themselves very public. So they are subject to criticism. They are. Um, I don't believe that it's responsible or fair to accuse them of anything when there's no proof, because I wouldn't do that. with any other creator or personality on YouTube. But Don and Candace Wells have both. Candace Bly, Don Wells have both made themselves public spectacles based on the fact that their daughter has gone missing. So they are open to criticism. They are subject to criticism, but not harassment. Exactly, Cherry, but not harassment. Um, so I'm never going to get mad at anybody for, you know, using them for content if you're simply speculating on the case, because they've done this to themselves. The only thing is, I would criticize you for speculating simply because law enforcement has asked you not to do that. They've asked me not to do that. So that is where my criticism with you would lie. But there are at least 3 different agencies, law enforcement agencies, that are tasked with the responsibility of finding Summer. And I say let them do their jobs. I still stand by that. I say let them do their jobs. But the one factor that everybody seems to be forgetting about is Summer. That's the one factor that everyone seems to be forgetting about. This little girl is missing. She's 6 years old. She's either scared and alone, or scared and with horrible company, to say the least, or she's no longer with us. And she's a drop in a bucket of missing kids. As crude as that sounds, I understand people going, "What? How could you minimize Summer like that?" I'm not. I'm simply stating a reality. The reality is there are so many other missing children just in Tennessee. But YouTube has decided to make a complete and utter shit show out of this kid being missing. This poor child who has no concept or understanding of the fact that she could ever be content. A child with, and I'll say this again, with no ability to even have the understanding of the concept that she could be content on YouTube. Now, if you're somebody who really cares about this kid and you really care about, and I understand, and I'm not criticizing anyone who's just talking about Summer and not talking about other missing kids. I understand that there's a lot of other missing kids just here in Tennessee, absolutely. But, you know, if you're just talking about Summer, that's cool. But only if you're stating facts, and only if you are doing responsible speculation based on verifiable facts that have been released to the public by law enforcement. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just that every time, and I understand that has a lot to do with the algorithm, and I understand that it has a lot to do with the content that I've created. Um, but I scroll through my news feed on YouTube, and it's funny because it's a lot of channels that I'm subscribed to, some channels that I even consider to be friends, and it's just nonstop. It's like, just let this kid be. You know, let this kid be, in the sense that let law enforcement find her for once. Because this, I'm comparing this to the Watts, the whole Watts fiasco, the entire disgusting coverage of the Watts case that took place 4 years after the case is closed. We're going on 4 years here, people, as far as the Watts case goes, right? But the difference is that case is closed. That case is closed. Law enforcement still needs their resources, their available resources, because they have to actually look for other missing kids and not just Summer. And they asked us to do one simple thing as true crime channels, one simple thing. Shut the fuck up. Let us do our job. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Because with the Watts case, by doing what these idiots do that are still talking about it, if you're a true crime creator or a so-called true crime creator and you're on YouTube and your content is about Chris Watts and that particular case, you're a fucking jackass. I can't even pull my punches back on that. Fuck you. You're a jackass. This family has gone on YouTube and on the news, has held press conferences asking and begging you to leave them the fuck alone. The case is fucking over. It's done. Leave them alone. They beg in tears. Every few months, they have to go on the news and say, please, can you please just let us fucking mourn in peace? With the Summer Wells case, at this point, I'm begging you. Will you please just let law enforcement do their fucking job? Shut the fuck up. Let them find the girl. And now you just have fucking idiots that are just like, I'm going to this thing. And then you have Dolly and Betty selling fucking t-shirts. Selling t-shirts. I went over, I think it was my last live that I did, but I actually showed you guys how much it actually costs to make and print these shirts in quantity. Okay. It doesn't cost no fucking $20. It sure as fuck doesn't cost no 35 that Dolly was charging in his post. Pendar, I completely agree with you. They're just bad, shitty people, bro. Like, it's what it boils down to. They're just shitty fucking people. And this fucking idiot is too. Not the guy on the top. That dude's an innocent bystander. That dude is an innocent bystander. Like, maybe this person, this creator that's underneath is his illegitimate child. That's possible. I feel like that's the thing. I feel like that's D. Snyder's way prettier, please. I feel like that's what happened. This dude This dude was out drinking when he was filming Dirty Dancing. Or a movie way earlier than that, because I think this person said that they were like 50 years old or some shit like that. Um um yeah, yeah, like this person was like trying to mimic all the scenes from Dirty Dancing as a child, right? As it was going on. Doom, 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 doom. I've been waiting for so long. Right. And she's just doing all the moves. And then she sees this dude and she says, Daddy? Oh my god, dude. Like that is totally her dad, bro. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I don't care if you introduce me to her dad. I'd be like, that's not her dad, bro. That's her dad. All right. You know what I say we do? All I hear every time I click on that person, right? Every time I click on them, like, and it happens, like, I swear to God, it's random, right? Just randomly, they'll show up on my feed and I'll be like, what the fuck's this idiot talking about right now? Let's see, right? And so I click on it, boom, begging for money. Every single time, without fail, this person is begging for money every single time. This person on the bottom, always begging for money. And look what she's going to do with that money, folks. What she's going to do is go to a gross, disgusting display of disrespect. Probably the grossest that I've ever seen. Like, and it's organized too. Let's organize the most disgusting piece of shit thing to do and collect money for it on top of it. I don't give a shit if she can be hilarious. Once I realize that you're a fucking piece of shit and you support piece of shit things to do, you're not funny unless it's something that I'm laughing at you for. That's it. Like you don't come, your humor doesn't come from a good place anymore to me. And yes, you're entitled to your opinions. I'm merely stating my opinion. That's all I'm saying. When you know, like, because it's really funny. There's been other creators, flash in the pan creators, that they come out and then they're funny for like a second because they have a certain gimmick that they go by, right? Um, and then the gimmick gets old and people catch on to it, right? Like, how long are you going to be entertained by, listen, I'm high, man. I'm high. You nasty. You nasty, fam. You nasty. I'm high. I'm high. Like, how long is that going to be funny? You know what I mean? This is the same type of creator right here, as far as I'm concerned. That's just my opinion. That's simply my opinion. Patrick Swayze was way prettier, bro. Did you guys see Tu Wong Fu? Tu Wong Fu, Julie Newmar, or whatever the fuck the title of that movie was. It was so long ago. Patrick Swayze was way prettier, dude. And he didn't sound like,
listen, you know, somebody buy me something, please. Listen, listen.
that's all I hear. And a ringing of a bell every time somebody PayPals this person.
Listen, ling a ling a ling a ling ling. Listen. Look, thank you for the PayPal. I need the PayPal. Listen.
That's all I hear. That's all I fucking hear. Yeah, I went over that already, Evelyn Stevens. Very sad day in the movie business. Very sad day. Let's watch a little Betty, dude. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, and supposedly here's how I feel about the Jose Roman thing. Okay. Apparently Jose Roman has passed too. And as tragic as that is, I'm sorry to hear that for anybody who actually has any personal feelings for the guy. But as far as the Summer Wells case goes, it means dick. It just does. It means nothing as far as the Summer case goes. Like I said, as a person, as tragic as it is, yeah, it's sad that he passed. But as far as what matters as far as Summer Wells being missing goes, the guy wasn't even there when she went missing. So anything that guy had to say is nothing to me. Um, and I felt that way before, and I still feel that way about it. The guy was a couch jockey in that house for a brief period of time, and that's as far as his significance goes, as far as Summer Wells being missing.
Nat, and Justice for All is in the room.
Of course he is.
Mike Stevens, nice to see you. Emma, good morning. It's so nice to see you in here. I hope you have been doing well. Anissa, good morning. Christine, Sage, nice to see you. Sonia, nice to see you. Lori, a different Lori, good morning. Good morning.
And I gotta say that I'm really, really loving this whole. I'm really loving this whole obsession she seems to have with toast. I'm now I'm loving it about 70%. The other 30%, common sense dictates what she's doing because Toast is anonymous and because she has no other defense than to try to dock somebody and go after them in real life. This is what Betty does. So, what she's doing, though, is she's probably harassing people who are just innocent people because there's no fucking way that she knows who Toast is. So basically, what I think she's doing, and I suspect that she's doing, is just randomly picking people out of the blue, innocent people that have nothing to do with anything, and harassing them behind the scenes. I'm really worried that may be happening, and if that's happening, ooh, Betty, don't do that. But I think it's hilarious that she just cannot figure out who Toast is. Everybody, all of these pieces of shit are like, I want to know who you are. I want to know who you are. Who are you? Who are you?
So, and Zoe Archer, nice to see you in here today. So, some Bethy Cakes, nice to see you. So, it looks like we got some new faces and some returning ones this morning.
You still get to be small because
I hope
and blurred out because even when I'm not on camera, I'm prettier than you.
again, everybody is getting excited as we slide into Friday TGIF soon. FBI, love from the UK.
What?
Thank you so much for being here. So, justice for all. I mean, he had some mind-blowing information yesterday, and all of us are kind of sitting here saying, what in the heck's going on? Right? We know that Justice for All has had the inside contact with Jose's family, but
look at how she's talking about this, right? She's sitting here talking about Jose, like this whole live is titled because he's dead, right? And she's talking about this dude in celebration of Justice for All, which is the weirdest shit ever.
it made the internet's talk. Like I was listening to
the
people all day yesterday analyze this, and
she sounds like Kay right now. It made the internet's talk.
And some are for, some believe it, and some don't. I can tell you, I love Justin. I love Justice for All. I think he has
of course you
integrity. Do. He knows how I feel about him.
Well, he has about as much crime knowledge as you do, which makes you both idiots when it comes to true crime or real crime, or whatever you want to call it. Well, real crime is what we do. True crime is what they do. It's because that's what true crime has become, and it's pathetic and sad. And
I trust when stuff comes out of his mouth. I do. But
what about what goes in?
Do I trust Jose and Jose's family? That's where I think some people have a problem, right? So
no,
I'm just curious.
That's not why.
What happened to Jose and why now? Why now?
Oh, here we go.
We're going to try to take a little bit of a dive.
Yeah, let's get into the conspiracy theories now. Like pure fucking clickbait, dude. This lady is so desperate for content, and she doesn't even acknowledge the one simple thing where you actually have to know what the fuck you're talking about. That's the first step. Step one, dude. Step one in having YouTube content is knowing what the fuck you're talking about.
In here, Justice for All has obviously family, and he's got children he's got to get off to school, so we're just going to kind of wing it here, and analyze, what does our team believe? What does the coffee clubbers believe? Do we believe do we believe he just had a break and it was unrelated to summer? Do we think it's related to summer? Do we feel that people were, bullying him?
So her big idea here is to speculate on how this dude died and why. Dude, there is an ocean of possibilities as to why this dude is dead. An ocean. There's a 99.9% chance that it had absolutely nothing to do with summer.
Was this
99 point
related? Was this
99.99999%?
How was this? How did this all happen? I know we were provided a little bit of information that it could be one way or another as to how he met his demise. But what do we know? We don't know a whole lot. We don't know a whole lot right now. What we heard is that
let's do some irresponsible speculation, right? I say Betty met him and was shouting in a bullhorn in his face because of her sexual frustrations, and then they got romantically involved, and then she strangled him to death. That's what I think happened.
He's no longer with us. They're waiting for, is it right? Autopsy, Justice? Is it autopsy or just the blood work stuff? So I don't know what they're doing, but there could have been. I mean, the gentleman was of poor health. He was of a larger size. It could have been.
Dude, the whole point, Betty. Let me throw you a lifeline here. The whole point is that it's none of your fucking business. Like, whatever the fuck this guy had going on in his personal life was none of your fucking business.
Been something medical. We just don't know at this point what it was. What I can tell you is
hey, type of 1, if actually, let me just go ahead and do this.
Is I searched high and low in South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee to find out any scintilla of information related to possibly what happened, and I could not locate anything. A few people I know, Justice for All, said he's going to be posting the information toxicology report. Thank you, Ange. The toxicology report. He was doing great last time I talked to him. So let me just read this, because even though Justice for All is getting the kids ready, he is kind of corresponding here. So let's just see what he has to say here. He says, so Justice for All says that he was doing great last time he talked to him. I bought him some non-slip shoes for his work, and I was unattended. It was an unintended demise. So they're obviously, the family is communicating with Justice for All. Justice for All and ICU have had the inside, line to the family and to Jose. So it's kind of hard for me to dispute what Justice for All is saying. Not only that, we know Justice for All, in my opinion, has very good integrity. I've met him personally. He bought me.
Wow. So yeah. So while we're stroking off Justice for All here, let's do it. let's do it in a way where, where due to a lack of self-awareness, we dismiss the fact that the reason why you relate to the guy so much is because neither of you ever know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, ever. You both have as much brains as the other. One has just as much knowledge of crime or whatever as the other. Neither one of you ever make any sense when you're alive and you're talking about a case. We're talking about a dude who actually thought that BTK, the BTK killer, one of the most infamous serial killers of all time, True Crime 101, the B stood for blind, that he would blind his victims, which he never did, just so you know.
Fried chicken. I mean, if that's not a way to my heart, I don't know what is, right? Justice for All.
Justice for All is her hero because he fucking put fried chicken in her face.
Bullhorn Betty fried chicken. Not just me, everybody. But at the end of the day, he bought Bullhorn Betty fried chicken. Yeah, I love him. I'll kiss his feet.
Fried chicken.
Just kidding.
Betty will kiss your feet if you put KFC in her face.
I'm not trying to make light of it, but you know what? We're dealing with so much.
You are. I mean, I am.
So much craziness in the world, from Summer Wells, and of course over there in Texas, there's a lot of things going on that are just, mind blowing in our country right now. And, I like to Justice for All got it, and I just like to lighten the mood a little bit because this is devastating news. Nobody.
What's fucked up is she was fine. But then she transitions into the tragedy that happens in Texas, this horrible, disgusting thing that happens all too often. And she wasn't making light of it until she brought it up. Like, she brings it up, that her transition of going into that subject was making light of it. What? What?
You know, I don't want anybody hurting themselves, even my worst enemies. I just don't want anybody. Another twist. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that's the issue here. You know, this has been one crazy week we've had, not just on
This
YouTube,
poll,
but throughout the United
this poll that I posted here completely backfired on me. I put that sarcastically because dying is a medical, it's a medical condition in and of itself, people. Like, just so you know, it doesn't matter what someone died of, it's medically related in some way, shape, or form. Dying is a medical condition in and of itself, people. Oh my God.
States, there's been so much going on that it's borderline insanity. I agree with that statement. It is borderline insanity here, and you know, so people want to know. You know,
shenanigans. It's crazy, people. Shenanigans.
Had my mods. I love my mods, by the way. I love my mods. I love my mods. Ronnie, Anissa, Robin, they were all reaching out. They can tell when I'm kind of funky. And I've been kind of funky lately, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I didn't know what it was, but I know exactly what it is. So many of you guys know, you know, and this is what upsets me. I have one.
What upsets you, Betty? That somebody died of something medically related.
Hater that's on here. We all know who this person is. We're not going to bring their name up on my panel until I'm ready to bring their name up on my
popcorn
panel on my show, which I brought their name up before, but neither here nor there. Basically tells me that, you know, I shouldn't personalize with my audience. I shouldn't provide you guys. You guys are like an extended family to me. And for whatever reason, I'm not supposed to be personal with you, because even though we have a nice click here on this channel and we communicate and
it's a click, y'all,
share a lot of personal details, for some reason, I'm not supposed to share any personal details. I'm not supposed to be personal with you. I'm not supposed to be honest with you, because as soon as I do that, she can just take it, pull it apart.
Ooh, salty.
And make fun of me because I am personal with my audience. Isn't that?
Let me explain something here, folks. Yes, you are a YouTube personality, Betty, which means you are subject to criticism. And the only point that Toast was making, because I was in her chat when she was making this point, the only point that she was making was she was actually saying that as advice. She wasn't even saying it to be mean. She was stating it as advice. Don't share your personal shit on YouTube, because people will get a hold of it, including her, including me, including anybody else, will get a hold of it and use it to make fun of you. Don't share your personal shit, because anything that you share yourself on YouTube, because it happens to me, I have shared more than I would like to on YouTube based on the need to have to explain myself because I was being accused of horrible things. But more than I ever wanted to, I've had to share personal things about my life on YouTube. And that automatically makes me subject to criticism. And I have gotten criticism, which I still get that criticism. But I don't cry about it. I don't whine about it. I don't try to destroy channels over it. I don't try to take channels down over it. It happens. Once you put your own shit out there, like this is the thing, these people have no sense of accountability whatsoever. It's take accountability. Take responsibility for your actions, which is you putting your personal shit out on the internet.
That's some sick stuff. Isn't that some sick stuff? And we're going to be going over because more information is coming out about this particular person. And we're going to put it in a nice, pretty bow. And we're going to throw it out there. We're going to put it.
Okay, so basically the translation here is we have Toast's docs, which I promise you she doesn't. We have Toast's docs, and we're going to put it on a pretty bow, and we're going to put it out there for you so that you all can see who this Toast person is. That's going to be interesting since you have no fucking idea. And which tells me, like I was stating before, it indicates to me that she has somebody's information. She has someone's information, and she is harassing and about to dox and make this person subject to harassment who has nothing to do with YouTube, most likely, or is the wrong YouTube creator and has nothing to do with any of this shit.
Put it in a nice, pretty bow, and we're going to throw it out there.
Wow.
And that's what we're going to be doing.
Wow.
Because you know what? You should have stopped while you were ahead. You chose not to. You know, that's just how it rolls, right? But I'm going to tell you guys something personal. And you guys know about it. You guys already know about it. But I am never going to stop sharing my life story and sharing, you know, being.
Okay. Since we're in the business of responsible speculation here, people, I'm going to go ahead and speculate on her hairdo. Thank you, Jacob, for making me think of this. I'm going to speculate on her hairdo. There's no professional hairdresser that would do that shit like on accident. You know what I mean? That, look, people, that right there is a passive aggressive act. I believe that she goes in there to her hairdresser and she gets something done. She sits down and then she talks to her hairdresser and never shuts the fuck up and talks just like she talks here on her channel. Never shuts the fuck up, right? And so her hairdresser passive aggressively does this shit to her. Are you sure it looks good? I mean, I haven't looked like this since 1987. Are you sure it looks this good? Hairdresser's like, no, this is coming back. This is coming back. Don't you worry, Andra. You think I'm gonna do you like that, Andra? Come on. I'm gonna take care of you, girl. I'm gonna take care of you. You think I would do you like that, Andra?
Personal with the people that follow me, that love me, and that, you know, are part of my extended family here on YouTube, right? I'm not going to do it. I don't feel I should stop sharing my life with you guys because some Yahoo doesn't know how to stick their nose where it belongs, right?
Some fucking Yahoo.
So yesterday was my father's birthday.
Okay, great. Thanks for letting us know. Like we care.
Many of you guys.
I'm not telling my mom's or dad's birthday on here, dude. This is what we're talking about, stupid.
Know that, you know, I love my father and, you know, he's my dad. He was he provided for us when we were growing up. You know, there was a lot of childhood trauma in my life when I was younger. And, you know, there's been a lot of forgiving that's had to go on for me personally. And while I love my father, you know, there was a time when I had.
All this does, see, look, here, Betty, here's an example of as to why it's not a good idea for you to share that information. Because now, since there are so many of us in my chat who are racking their brains trying to understand what in the hell happened. Why 42 arrests? What happened to Andra to where she gets locked up 42 times? Something must have happened in her childhood. And since a good majority of those charges are domestic violence charges, where she beats up a man, well, guess what? Based on what she's saying now, Occam's razor applies, meaning the simplest answer is usually the most accurate one. Occam's razor applies, and you've got daddy issues. It doesn't take a psychiatrist to see this. I mean, your record is proof as it is, but this makes perfect sense. Now, if you didn't sit here and tell us this shit, you know, and think that this is anybody's fucking business, then we wouldn't have to point this stuff out, would we?
Had to remove him from my life because of the toxicity and the toxic relationship. It didn't mean I stopped loving my dad. It just meant that, there had to be, I had to grow in a different direction if I was going to get better. And
like grow how?
Yesterday was his birthday.
Like grow how? Like mastering the chokehold?
And he called me on my birthday, and he called me for Christmas, and he called me for Easter. He's really been trying to make an effort, just, if nothing more, to reach out to me on the holidays and things of that nature. Well, I called him yesterday and, wanted to wish him a happy birthday, and I got his voicemail. So I left him a voicemail telling him happy birthday. And, I had hoped that he would call me back to at least have a conversation with me.
This is almost fucking depressing, dude. Why are you telling us this?
On his birthday. And of course, he didn't.
Occam's razor, folks. The answer to why is she telling us this? Sad fishing. That's what this is. Please send super chats.
So it's one of those things where it's a very painful part of my life. But
wow,
I had some issues with it, and I still struggle with it every day.
You know what's really fucked up?
That's what I was dealing with yesterday.
You know what's really fucked up? I'm going to be real with you guys, man. I'm going to get personal here. I almost want to feel bad for her. Like I do. Like I want to feel bad for her. I do. But Betty, like I'm going to be totally raw with you here. If you're listening, okay? I can understand your trauma, and I can understand you being hurt by it. Seriously. But the problem is, I can't feel bad for you. I can't feel bad for you because of all of the horrible things that you have done, but even less, you've taken no accountability for these things. That's why I don't feel bad for you. And it's sad, dude. Like, it makes me mad at myself that I can't dig deep enough to find the empathy for you. Like, I have empathy in the sense that, like, shit, you feel bad. I can see that she is genuinely in pain here. I will give her that benefit of the doubt. But it doesn't take away from all the shitty fucking things that she has been doing. How are you going to organize something on a missing child's anniversary of when she went missing in front of the law enforcement agency that is in charge of finding her, and you're going to sell t-shirts for it and make a profit because you sat here on your channel and you said, oh, well, I don't Bullhorn Betty is not getting anything or making any profit from these shirts. I already shared how much it costs to print and make a t-shirt. Merch costs $7, dude. $7 a pop tops. And then you turn around and sell them for 20 and try to say that you're not making a profit off of them. Then you get Dolly in on it. And then Dolly turns around and says that it's $35. And not only that, you stole the artwork from somebody who did nothing. Oh, yeah, Annie. Yeah, absolutely. It's disgusting. and you stole the artwork from somebody who wasn't grifting, she wasn't selling the artwork. This woman, she made this art and she posted it. She drew it. Who cares? Maybe she traced it. Who gives a shit? Right? But the concept and the message that she's sending with the artwork is there, and it's her idea. It came from her creative mind. And then you want to steal that, slap it on a t-shirt, show up to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department on the anniversary of summer in June and cause a shit show where people are already talking about going there to confront you, and turning this little girl and her missing and just the fond memories that are left of her and crushing that for loved ones that actually want to pay tribute and pay respects to this child. Perverting this and making money off of it. Yes, crimes have consequences. They're selling t-shirts for this vigil, or visual as they call it, because that's what it is. And make no fucking mistake, people. The only reason she's doing this shit is because she thinks that it's going to bring news cameras like it did the last time in Tennessee, and it's going to help promote her channel. Yes, I agree with you. And yes, that artist's name is A.F. Pennington. And she seems to have done nothing other than just have a place in her heart for Summer Wells being missing. And it sucks, man. I'm mad at her. I'm mad at her because I see her crying and I see that it's genuine. It's coming from a place, now not fully genuine. It's coming from, in part, to be fair and to be realistic, it's only coming from a place, in part, from a painful part of her life. And so she's crying. And so there's a part of me that wants to feel bad for her, that does feel bad for her. But the minute that I think of all the other fucking shit that she does, I get sick to my stomach. And I'm mad at her because I can't ultimately find the deep empathy to feel bad for her. Because she's really crying here. She's not Amber Hearding this shit. She's actually crying. Now, maybe these tears are fake. Maybe they're, coming from a place of just trying to grift. And it's fair to come to that conclusion. It's fair to think that she's crying around right now to gain sympathy so people will super chat her because she's e-begging for money.
And it's hard. Every year it gets harder. So, but for those that want to know, that's it,
So why are you claiming to be a true crime channel and you're up here sitting here expecting and crying about your relationship with your daddy as if that's anybody's fucking business? And then you get upset and whine when people tell you don't share your personal shit on YouTube.
I was yesterday. I was dealing with self-pity.
You're doing that right now.
Anyways, getting back to the show, I felt the need to share that so people were concerned.
So people will give me money.
That it has feelings, that goes through my own stuff.
So take those feelings and do something productive with them. Don't beat people up. Don't bully people online. Don't harass victims' families. Do something productive. Don't sit on YouTube and cry about it.
And life's painful, That's the end of it.
Don't exploit missing children.
And then we deal with all this. Stuff, on YouTube. And sometimes you just have to unplug and realize that, I need to take a day. I need to take a day. I need to chill out. I need to lay in bed and eat pizza and eat cupcakes and drink coffee.
Like she spent like the last 3 days, like except for today, she's back in the office, but The office with stuff that looks like it doesn't even work. But she's been spending her time streaming from bed and just not even getting out of bed. Like,
and watch the burn notice, right? Some people just
actually, that's a good show.
need that, you know? And at the end of the day, I'm here. You know, I'm covering this thing in Texas, and it's like, you know, there's all these people that have so much more pain and having to deal with. Like, my dad lives, I mean, at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, my father lives a couple blocks away from me. You know, if these people are,
what the fuck does that have to do with the school shooting in Texas?
Waking up to never, you know, seeing their family member again. And if I really wanted to push the issue, I could just drive a couple blocks away and knock on a door until the son of a gun answers, right? I don't do that. So for those that didn't mean to break it down on you, I wasn't expecting all that, but that's what happened. Yesterday was my father's birthday. I was dealing with, you know, pain.
Burn Notice is awesome, dude. Like, Jeffrey Donovan is like a really underrated actor, in my opinion. But like, it's funny because Burn Notice is always, he has this weird tone in how he narrates that show. When you're a spy, when you're a spy, every sentence when he narrates starts with that. When you're a spy, you have to take into consideration everything in your environment, such as shitty YouTube creators. When you're a spy,
painful moments in my life. Every time, you know, it's brought up, it's just painful. He's my dad.
Shut the fuck up about your old man, bro.
You know, he was my best friend when I was growing up, and to fast forward at 42 years old, and we don't even hardly talk.
Jesus, get your shit together, lady.
Just something that I never thought would ever happen, you know, especially at a young child. But there's a lot of pain there. My family, there's a lot of pain. That's why, you know.
Dude, every family has pain. Act fucking accordingly.
A lot of childhood trauma there for me that I had to work through. And many of you guys have to work through it. It doesn't make it any easier. Some years, you know, are worse than others. But that's Christ. What was going on. That's what's been going on with me. And
so let's have a dick measuring contest over whose fucking childhood trauma was worse.
You know, it is what it is. So sorry about that, guys. At the end of the day, you know, we're here. Even with all the problems that I have, even with all the problems you guys have, we're still here trying to find answers in the Summer Wells case.
What?
And you know, it's rough. And then we hear that this gentleman.
See, that's your problem. Trying to find answers when it's not your place to try to find answers. Us over here in reality land, we're waiting for answers. We're waiting for answers from those who are trained properly in finding those answers. That's what we do. We have patience. We wait. Shut the fuck up and wait.
Lost his life. He lost his life. And we, you know, curious as to what are the reasons that he chose, if he chose to end it, why? Why did he choose to end it? And I don't know if we're all going to know that, guys. I wanted to thank you guys for all the
of course you're going to know
all the nice things you guys have said in chat. I really do. I appreciate it.
It's just a matter of fucking time before his cause of death comes out. And I promise you it's going to be very anticlimactic. And then you're going to have idiot channels that are going to speculate on, is that, you know, and put their tinfoil hats on and be like, I don't believe that that's actually how he died. I think that the coroner was paid off by this person and blah, 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 blah. All that bullshit's going to happen from some stupid fucking channel. Guaranteed. And it's going to be one of these channels. One of these channels that she associates with, if not her herself. And this is why we don't feel bad for you, Betty. One of the many reasons.
You know, let's see. Let me just go back up here and
Of course.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Of course, voices behind my balls wants proof.
Okay, on the 15th of March, you uploaded a live on and about Jose and Candace. I left you a comment under that video. Absolutely shameful. In your words, everyone has the right to their opinion. Despicable. I'm not sure what Lacey is talking about. Lacey, you might want to elaborate. Like, what is? See, on the 15th of March, you uploaded a live about Jose and Candace. I left you a comment under the video. Absolutely shameful. In your words, everyone has a right to their opinion. Okay, well, glad to hear it.
Yeah, dude. Dude, JLR, I find it really ridiculous because JLR has been covering, for lack of a better term, this school shooting in Texas. And he actually has the audacity to call it a tragedy when this guy specifically has praised school shooters in the past, praised and defended school shooters. And now all of a sudden, you know, this is a big tragedy. It's just really disgusting to see him even put his grubby little paws on this thing. I'm not even sure how much I want to talk about it. It goes without saying that it's a tragedy. What I may or may not do. Actually, I will do this. Let me see if I can find this. Okay. All right. So here are the victims, the list of victims that I have. I will not mention the shooter's name because I will not contribute to making him famous on this channel. Eva Mireles, who was 44 years old, beautiful woman. I imagine she was a teacher. Xavier Lopez, 10 years old. Uzia Garcia, 9 years old. Alejandra Ania Rubio, 10 years old. Irma Garcia, doesn't have her age here, but I believe that she is a faculty member. Jose Flores, 10 years old. Tess Mata, doesn't have her age. Ameri Joe Garza, 10. Jace Luevanos, sorry. Doesn't have his age either. Jalia Nicole Silguero, 10. Miranda Mathis, 10. Anabel Guadalupe Rodriguez, 10. Jackie Cazares, 10. Ellie Garcia, 10. Alicia Ramirez, 10. Rogelio Torres, 10. McKenna Lee Elrod, 10. Nevaya Bravo, 10. Maite Yulenia Rodriguez, 10. Elijah, I guess was her nickname, Cruz Torres, 10 years old. Leila Salazar 10, and that's it, I believe. No, there's more. Sorry. Or no, that is it. Most of those victims being children,
Glad to hear it.
and I have opinions on this shooting, but I have the same opinions as anybody else. The only difference of opinion that would take place is as far as what can be done about it, and what should be done about putting a stop to these things happening. And my opinion is not going to be popular, but I don't feel like I'm going to share it. I created a poll in community on whether or not I should do a live stream on this, and I came to the decision to not do so because it's very close. And it's very soon. I may do a live stream on this, but it's a little too fresh right now. It's a little too fresh. I didn't actually feel that way immediately, but my sense of empathy is would not allow me to go ahead and do that right now, because I know that a lot of people feel very, very strongly about this, and there's a lot of parents out there with young children right now who are devastated by this, and as they should be. And I think that all of us are devastated by this. But the sad thing is it's becoming a norm, and it's becoming a norm to the point to where we can sense ourselves starting to become numb to it. And that's actually what's making us angry, because we see that this is going to continue to happen. And once we get past this anger at this issue that doesn't seem to be going away, and the fact that and getting angry at ourselves for seeing it as becoming a norm, and nothing being done about it, and not doing anything about it, because the truth is that we're helpless in that sense. There's nothing that individually any of us can really do about it. But I have my opinions on things that should change. But they're not popular opinions, and so I'm going to wait to share those. And I have actually shared them before when I've covered other mass shootings and talked about them. My opinion has not changed. So if you're that curious about what my opinion is on that, then you can reference back to any of the times that I discussed guns or gun control or anything of that nature. I'm just not going to do it right now because it's not very couth to do so. It's not the most scrupulous thing to do right now, in my opinion. So,
So you have a right to your opinion, but at the end of the day, this is my channel. So I have a right to my opinion, right?
You do.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
We are.
This at the end of the day, this is ran and produced by yours truly, Bullhorn Betty. So not sure what that means. Not sure if you're upset about something, but
we all know that you don't know what that means. Okay. Like, using the word produced for a YouTube channel is a touch much. It's not that serious, Betty. You don't have a show. You have a means to sit there and blast yourself all over the internet for those who actually give enough of a shit about you to click on you. That's not a show. That's and what you're doing is not entertaining until creators like me make it entertaining. So like, calm down over there.
despicable. I really don't know who you are. Does anybody recognize a Lacey Alice? A Lacey Alice? Because I've never seen you in here. And the problem I have with a lot of people that want to comment is they don't ever.
It's called a new subscriber, jackass. You want those? Those are good.
Even watch the show. They look at a title and they make a comment. They're not here to support. They're here to antagonize. They're here to, draw attention away from the message. And so, if that's
what
the
is
case,
your
sometimes
message?
I just go off. Sometimes I accidentally say something snotty to somebody that has a legitimate question because of all the hate in here, right?
Like legit question, Betty. What is your message besides your daddy issues on this stream? Like seriously, what is your message besides your daddy issues?
So, what do I think? I think Candace. I think Candace is disgusting. I think what she had her children live through was something just despicable. I have no respect for the woman. Jose, he seems like a nice guy.
This dude, now, not to disrespect the dearly departed, okay, but let's be honest of what we know about this Jose dude, okay? It's tragedy that he's gone, probably well before his time. I'm acknowledging that. I'm not trying to dismiss that, but the fact is that this dude she's sitting here talking about how much she respects the guy, but he was riding the couch of the people who she has no respect for. Think about that for a second. Just think about that. This dude was the people who she thinks are the worst people in the world, and he was riding their couch. Where's the logic behind that? Where's the logic in that? And I thought of something that made me laugh. So back in the day when I lived in Miami and I was growing up, and I use that term loosely, but as I was growing up in Miami, it was Miami, and I indulged in a lot of different things, and so I know a cokehead when I see one, especially when they have a possession of cocaine charge on their record. People who just don't make sense, and they sniffle a lot, and they ramble on, and they're up at 5 a.m. doing live streams. Yeah. What was really funny is back in my day, when I engaged in this very irresponsible behavior, what's up, Queen? Just say no to butt hurt. Subscribe to her channel, guys. I haven't seen you do anything in a minute, man. I really like your channel. Back in the day when I indulged in this behavior, what we would do, like if I saw the guy at the bar, because it didn't matter if I'd never even been at that bar. I just had to like scan. And then I'd find the guy who's got the blow, right? Or to move forward with my point, who had the work. That's what we called it. You would ask that dude and go, hey, you got work? That's how you asked for it. You would refer to it as work. You got work? Or they would say, hey, yo, you looking for that work? Right? So now, having remembered that, I can't help but think of cocaine when I hear Betty refer to what she does as work. She sits up here and she goes, the work that we do costs money. So now every time she says work and she considers what she does work, I think of cocaine. Constantly now. People just don't appreciate and understand the work that we do. The work that we do costs money, people. I know work costs a lot of money, Betty.
And I don't want to disparage his name here in the public eye when he may have lost his life. I trust and I have all faith and I know that Justice for All has integrity, and many people that have asked me about
Kimmy 71, gotcha. That's that was the point. Whenever Betty refers to work, it's cocaine.
this, I say that I'm 50-50 with this because one, I trust Justin, but the other side is I don't trust Jose or his family because I don't know him, and I don't know what the angle is, right? If he did or didn't. So, we're just going to wait for more information before I state publicly anything about one way or another. This was just
Then
a talking
why
point.
then
If we believe
why did you go live about it? And she already asked herself that. That's what's really funny. Like, just as I thought of that, and I was like, why did you go live then? In my head, she asked herself the same thing, and she's like, this is a talking point. This is now her excuse for going live about it without actually going live about it.
because there's a lot of stuff out there on the internet. For example, you have Cher coming out. Listen to the voices behind the wall.
Voices be on my balls.
She wants documentation. She wants proof. She wants proof that this gentleman's no longer here.
Who cares?
You've got Jonathan Lee Riches, which went out and
And I don't mean like who cares that somebody's dead. That's not how I mean that. I mean like who gives a shit about this guy as far as relevance to this case. It was just some guy, dude. Some guy who slept on their couch. None of anything that this guy has said am I going to take as credible. If I was a juror and somebody was charged and tried with a crime related to whatever happened to Summer, and I was a juror and that dude ended up on the stand, I've said this many times before, I wouldn't find him credible. I listened to that guy talk for 5 minutes, and he's talked about how he was institutionalized for mental illness. Already, if I'm a defense lawyer, I'm going to tear that guy apart and discredit him on the stand. I'm going to be like, you're not credible. Your testimony simply isn't credible. As a juror, immediately, I'm going to go, ooh. As soon as he says that, I'm going to go, ooh, yeah. I'm not investing much into what this guy says.
Posted about this as well. And then you got like somebody like Benny Keys going out there, shaming everybody, which is never uncommon for him to do about this story and about having, to be the first to break it. He threw me in it, and I hadn't even responded to the information related to Jose yet. But somehow or another, I got thrown into Benny Keys' tirade for whatever reason. I don't know. Benny Keys, I'd like you to explain that because I haven't even talked about Jose until now. But either way, I digress.
So far, she hasn't discussed anything regarding Summer's case at all. Because she never fucking does, dude. She never fucking does.
I guess everybody's got to, have their clickbait, right? I mean, even mine, right? Think about it. The picture of Jose, the question, right? Clickbait. That's really what it is. People put catchy titles to draw an audience in.
Can y'all read the top of this screen here? Let me make that. Can y'all read the title at the top of that screen, please? Like, it literally says, this is her live, where she's talking about clickbait and titles. And she says, is Jose, the title of this is Jose Roman really gone? Where is Summer Wells? Is Jose Roman really gone? Where is Summer Wells? Here she is criticizing other channels for using clickbait, using Jose, whether or not he's met his demise or not, as clickbait, and then criticizing other channels for using it as clickbait. Good one, Betty. That's good.
That's part of the design, right? So Let's see what else we got going on here.
Let's hear that one more time because I think it's funny.
Proof that this gentleman's no longer here. You've got Jonathan Lee Riches, which went out and, posted about this as well. And then you got like somebody like Benny Keys going out there, shaming everybody, which is never uncommon for him to do about this story.
I love how she takes jabs at Benny here, right? It's so funny with me. Starbright Kushi, I have not spoken with Chasing Truth. I know she was live earlier with Hugh or with Gray Hughes. I know she was live with him because they have that channel that they do together. I believe it's called Jesus. I'm having a brain fart. So Mean Allegedly. Which is a great channel. But I have not spoken to her. I don't know. Should I have spoken to her today at some point for some reason?
Having, to be the first to break it. He threw me in it, and I hadn't even responded to the information related to Jose yet. But somehow or another, I got thrown into Benny Keys, tirade for whatever reason. I don't know. Benny Keys, I'd like you to explain that because I haven't even.
And I love how she throws Benny under the bus, like takes jabs at him and shit, talking about, well, that's not uncommon for Benny to do that. And then like, what? Why are you talking about me, Benny? I don't understand. I don't understand what your problem is.
About Jose until now. But either way, I digress. I guess everybody's got to have their clickbait, right? I mean, even mine, right? Think about it. The picture of Jose, the question, right? Clickbait. That's really what it is. People put catchy titles to draw an audience.
They do what? They do what?
That's part of that's somehow or another. I got thrown into Benny Keys, right? I mean, even mine, right? Think about it. The picture of Jose.
Yours. Yeah, yours.
Right? Clickbait. That's really what it is. People put catchy titles to draw an audience in.
Okay.
That's part of the
so did you, stupid. And she even pointed it out. You hear? She was like, even mine. Yeah. So what the fuck is your problem? Why are you bringing that up?
Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, thank you guys. I do appreciate the love. It's a little, it's still painful, and it's painful several times a year. Think about it. It's painful on Thanksgiving. It's painful on Christmas. It's painful on Valentine's Day. It's painful for every holiday, but it's really painful on Father's Day and his birthday, more so than anything.
Nobody gives a shit. So fucking, she's irritating in every.
Don't be rude or
she's irritating in every fashion. Like even when she drinks her coffee, she's like everything she does is cringe. Literally everything.
Grateful. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, she's just gonna have to wait until 3 months when I start going through and unblocking people. Because, there's a time and a place for stuff. And, it's like these people are so petty. It's like, but I left a comment. It's like, you should have responded.
Petty as fuck. No doubt about that, Betty. Betty, we is petty.
It's like, okay, sorry. You know what? I learned a long time ago. Every now and again, and I try to be a little bit better at it, but there's no use. Like people make comments, and comments are just that. They're comments. Don't ask questions in the comments section, right? Why are you asking? It's for comments. It didn't say questions. If you have questions right here, it's for comments.
Wow. So what an asshole. So, okay. So listen, guys. All right. If you're here in the chat, okay, you're here in the chat, you can ask questions and I'll answer your questions, but save that shit for the live chat. Okay. Because once that the questions part is cut off, once the live ends and then you are in the comment section, you're not allowed to ask any questions. Okay. Don't ask questions. Stick to only comments. Like, I mean, why not? I mean, Why can't you ask a question in the fucking comment section? What is the problem with that? I encourage that. I may not answer you, but I'm not gonna look at somebody and go, what the fuck? I'm not gonna go through my comment section on one of my lives and be like, okay, right. And then somebody asks a question, I go, what the fuck does this person think they're doing? Who the fuck do you think you are asking me questions?
Why am I going to read the comments? I mean, once this live is done, it's done, right? So why would I then go and read the comments on this? The people that want to be here can be here now. And all the other people that want to talk, they have my email address if they want to get in contact with me directly. But what I find is that comments sometimes are counterproductive, right? Because people they don't even watch the video. They come in there, they attack you with their words and their word salad and try to
attack me with their words.
Twist stuff around, and there's so much.
Dude, this is the lady who has the audacity to call other people snowflakes. That shit blows my mind. She has the audacity to call people snowflakes, and she's like, they're attacking me with their words in the comment section. Dude, shut up. Be a coward and shut off the comment section. Like, just go all the way. You know what I mean? Just turn off the comments. I'd rather you just be that coward than whine about it. Like sitting here trying to control what people say in your comment section. I mean, just fucking leave it. You can delete comments. Like
back and forth, especially with the hate channels, that what's the point in reading a comment that's just going to upset me? Because clearly they didn't watch it. They're just reading a title and responding with a nasty comment. That's it. They didn't even watch it, right? So why am I going to focus on, especially from people that I don't even know? Like these, they come up with some crazy names and I'm thinking, who is that? You go to your subscribers and you don't even see them on your subscriber list. And it's like, why are you making this rude comment? Clearly you're not a channel supporter. You're not a subscriber. You're not a member.
Because that's what the comment section is for. Like, comment sections are fun, dude. Just reading them, like in literally anything. Like, if somebody posts a fucking meme on Facebook, you go through the comment section and just crack up. Any video, any just a web post of some sort. Like, dude, go to a website for a fucking pizza joint and read the comment section. Like, that's the whole point, dude. Like, welcome to the internet, asshole. That's what the comment section is for. Yes, there are going to be trolls. Enjoy the trolls. Trolls are fun.
You're not anybody that supports this channel or supports me. So that, why are you here throwing hate on my page?
It's not
either
hate.
way. So I just learned a long time ago.
It's fun.
Once you throw it out there, let people comment, let them have their opinions and leave.
It's not hate. It's fun. Yeah, there you go. See, now she's getting it.
Like, I have no business being in hate comments, especially when just by the way they talk, they didn't even watch a darn thing on whatever you posted out, whether it's a skit, just a few, 10-minute or less, or a live like this. So, okay. Well, thank you, Sage. If Summer passed away, Jose is with her now in heaven.
Oh my God. If Summer has passed away, Jose is with her now in heaven. And the way he talked about her, he was good to her. And if she is out there somewhere, he is now watching over her. Dude, see, people take this shit too fucking far, man. Like, you don't even fucking know these people, dude. Like, I understand, okay, like, have empathy for this child and that she's missing, but put that empathy towards something productive, like supporting the law enforcement agencies that are tasked with the responsibility of finding her. That's the only logical thing to fucking do. That kind of shit is weird. This is the kind of subscriber that she attracts. That kind of shit is fucking weird, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, he's a sweet guy. I think everybody, the problem is, I think everybody out there, everybody that was associated with his family just had problems, just had major,
You mean like
major problems. I mean,
you mean like 42 arrests problems?
they really did. They had personal problems, some, you know, other substances issues. You know, it's just, they had issues that it's just like everybody that had issues kind of stick together. And we talk about
You
that.
think?
Like, there's an
You,
element out.
you think? You mean like all of the shitty YouTube creators that are getting together and fucking promoting this ridiculous visual that you put together? You mean like that?
There that if you're part of that element, you're thick as thieves, you know, birds of a feather.
Oh,
Um,
that's shocking.
and I'm sure it's just the opposite. I'm sure all the Christian folk out there, all the good people, the hard workers, the people that own stores, probably, you know, socialize together, and the people like on the mountains, like the Wells, they probably have nothing to do with. I mean, I'm sure that that happens. It's just it holds true.
What?
And I talk about that even here with creators and stuff. Good creators flock together. Good creators see that other good creators are working hard and trying to do positive things. You know, are we all perfect? Of course not. Even the good creators do.
Listen, I exploit and tag this child's name and fucking sell T-shirts with her face on it and put together a fucking visual in Tennessee, hoping to get news coverage and using this little girl's name to do it. You know, so I'm not perfect. So am I perfect? No.
You know, they make mistakes. They make mistakes, no doubt, and I'm included in that. But then there's the bad element on YouTube, and all the bad element flock together, and they're in a clicky situation.
A clicky situation.
Because we don't, people that don't act like that don't want to be around that, you know. And you see that kind of
yeah, yeah. We don't want to be around people who respect the fact that law enforcement has asked us to not fucking over speculate and do irresponsible speculation and spread it all over the internet. Yeah, you know, we don't want any part of that. That's fucking terrible. Those are bad creators.
You know, playing out here on YouTube where people are still trying, especially new people, newbies like me, you know, I'm just coming in, trying to find out who to trust, you know, who are the good guys, who are the bad guys. And I just feel like everything.
You know who the good guys are? Summer and law enforcement. Law enforcement are the adults, and they say, don't do the shit that you're doing. So why not listen to the good guys?
Related to Summer Wells and that home was just, you know, everybody that came over there was all kind of the same. You know, they didn't really care for the cleaning, the cooking, the, you know, taking care of the kids.
I'm single and ready to mingle, baby.
Single and ready to mingle, baby. Let's go.
Singles. And
like we would expect children to be taken care of. You know, it didn't seem like that was just the Wells. It seemed like that was the same personality and mentality of everybody that hung around the Wells. I mean, with the exception of Robin. You know, Robin is the church lady that Summer loved. She seems
the lady that you doxed, that lady, the lady who your buddy illegally filmed her minor child, that person.
have her stuff together. You know, MGL wanted to go apologize to her, so she wrote her a nice note, and you know, she lived.
Yeah, because that fixes everything. That undoes all of the shit that you caused of her and her child being harassed due to your actions. Interesting.
In a beautiful community, you could tell she had pride in her home, pride in her appearance. a very lovely gal in all reality.
Listen to the backpedaling, dude.
She was a nice woman, and probably why she's the only person that's sticking by.
Is a nice woman, asshole.
Through her Christianity and her faith, sticking by the Wells. Everybody else has fled. Now there's just a few people that believe they're nonsense.
This lady's so stupid.
For that, you have the right to be defenseless. Yeah. Well, everything I've gone through, it's like you never know. These people have just tortured me on here and tried to
tortured.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna. I got your message. Justice for all, but I don't want to have
torture
a brawl in here. But yeah, I don't know people that well. I know you personally, so you know what I'm saying. I do know you personally, and
all right. Nobody cares about you anymore. Shut up. Let's see what we got here. So this is the kind of shitbag that Betty is teamed up with. Let's go ahead and share this.
What's up, guys? You may be asking, where am I at today?
Where am I at today?
The Chesapeake City Jail. I'm about to walk in and make sure what happened yesterday don't happen again. So, hey, Flaming Cheeto, you see this building right here?
See, this shit has gone too far.
That'll be your address soon.
Like, this shit has gone way too far.
Soon. Peace.
That's basically Dolly threatening Savage with jail time. Like whatever's going on between him and Savage, man, that shit is going way too far. And this is an example of how internet interaction is just bad, dude. Like when it goes bad, like people go in real life on each other is fucked up, talking about each other's family. And, I mean, and it was fucking Betty. There was a clip where she fucking straight up admitted, it says it was me who doxed you, Savage. Like, this is just fucking gross, dude. Like, I'm of the opinion that Betty needs to be in jail. And I'm feeling that way about this idiot too.
Right? So there's no reason you should take a dude that you can't tell them nothing and give them a high-powered assault weapon unless they're in the military, and that's what they're trained to do.
So he's given his gun control.
But this kid,
he's given his gun control opinion. I'm not going to get into that.
He ain't military. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't trained to go out and hunt and, fight a war, protect our country. He was just a nutcase that couldn't take his life, and he just flipped out and snapped.
Now here's what people don't understand about that school shooting. There's no evidence that it was planned in the first place. He pulled a Edmund Kemper. If you guys know your serial killer history a little bit, Edmund Kemper, he pulled an Edmund Kemper and he shot his grandmother. And then when he was named a person of interest and a suspect in that, law enforcement put out a BOLO on him, which is a BOLO, which stands for be on the lookout. And someone spotted him, and he ended up in a high-speed chase with law enforcement, and his car or his truck happened to have crashed just right there near that elementary school. And so he ran into the elementary school and decided to just go on a rampage. I don't know if this kid shot his grandfather too. I know Edmund Kemper also shot his grandfather. But and Edmund Kemper was 15 when he did this. And Edmund Kemper was put in a mental institution instead of jail. Put in a mental institution instead of jail. Okay. And then he did so well while he was in this mental institution, fooled these people so much because Edmund Kemper was a very, very intelligent, in fact, because he's still alive. Edmund Kemper manipulated the psychiatrist to where he was actually counseling the patients and writing reports. He was actually hands-on helping and treating his fellow patients in this institution. If you can believe that. Believe it or not, but it is a fact. And then they released him. And then he ended up becoming the co-ed killer, where he would decapitate his victims and do things to their body post-mortem that we can't really talk about on this channel. But you can use your imagination of what he did with the decapitated heads. And his final victim being his own mother. And yeah, did the same thing. And now he's in prison. And he makes coffee mugs, and he records audiobooks for the visually impaired. But Dolly doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Because, you know, there's not something fucking called YouTube or fucking Google where you can actually look up an article, an updated article. I wonder if at any point does he even share the victims' names here.
I wanted to hurt innocent people. There's no reason ever to hurt innocent people, most lessly little kids.
So why harass people, Dolly? You don't consider that hurting innocent people?
Right?
You don't consider interacting with people who call CPS on other families? Innocent, messing with innocent people?
So, of course, Joe Biden came out and spoke like any good president should, address these situations.
Oh, that's interesting. And I'm woke. Okay.
And I don't want to be the dude to say, hey, stiffen some gun laws, right?
But you were just basically saying that somebody shouldn't be able to just walk in. Did he or did he not say that? Now, I'm not stating my opinion here. All I'm pointing out here is that is something that he said just now. He just sat there and ranted about that somebody shouldn't be able to just walk in and buy an assault rifle. Did he not say that?
For young people, I think you need to be 21 to go out at least, if not 25 years old, and possess a gun of that caliber. You should be able to have responsibility.
What's the fucking difference, dude?
Responsibility
between that gun or any other gun.
We wouldn't run into these Kyle Rittenhouses. We wouldn't run into.
Wow. Okay. Now I have MO3B. Let's see. Thank you so much for that. I hope she gets sued for everything that she does not have. I agree. I hope she goes to jail. I'm not even lying about that. Yeah, so I actually did an entire live where I broke down different angles of video. That entire Kyle Rittenhouse incident was filmed with people's phones from many different angles. And I went over the whole thing. And there is no doubt in my mind whatsoever that was self-defense. And here he is saying, basically, like, comparing Kyle Rittenhouse to this in some way, shape, or form. And Kyle Rittenhouse was clearly self-defense. He was acquitted because a jury decided that it was self-defense. After that prosecutor, that ultra liberal prosecutor with absolutely no trigger discipline whatsoever pointed an AR-15 at the jury with his finger in the trigger well. Real good.
Salvador.
Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second.
That stuff's coming because we've been on the internet a while. Everybody knows it's shit crazy. It's like the Wild West out here.
What?
Irish girl, did you really do that Avery Son UTOS violator? Did I do what to? Okay, look, don't come in here with any kind of crazy drama in my chat room.
No.
And to address,
yeah, don't do that, Mr. Let me threaten Savage Live with jail.
that you're talking to a person that is like that person that you're referring to is the fruitiest person
Wow.
on the planet and should be locked away in a loony bin. Okay. So if you're going to come in here with anything crazy, come in here with something legitimately crazy. Don't come in here with something from a crazy person. Okay. Because you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But thank you for your $2. But you're totally misinformed.
What a dick.
All right. And yeah, this ain't about that. Okay. So save that drama for the mama, not the llama. Okay.
That's
not
original.
the llama, the Dalai Lama here. Save that drama for your mama. Okay. Because we here today to talk about some of this crimes and stuff that are going down, these school shootings, these mass shootings, these spree shootings, things of that nature. We should have put no drama in the title. We have drama nights, and tonight ain't a drama night.
Oh my God, shut
Tonight,
the fuck
there's been
up,
a tragedy
dude.
in our country, right? I want everybody to say a little prayer for these families. You snap and you mad at your family. You killed your grandma. Kill the rest of your damn family. Don't go kill innocent people. Like, I don't know what snaps in people's mind.
Wait, what?
Like,
wait,
I can tell you this, ever snap like
wait,
that,
wait,
I'm
wait,
feeling
wait.
you snap and you mad at your family. You killed your grandma. Kill the rest of your damn family. Don't go kill innocent people. Like,
what? Oh my God. I got to hear that one more fucking time.
I don't know what snaps in people. This ain't good. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to understand it. It's, don't let me take nothing away from it. Tragedy, right? This is way worse. These kids didn't know what the hell was happening, right?
No, they didn't.
First, second, third graders. Think about when you was in second, third grade.
I believe they were all fourth graders, like maybe.
You wouldn't know
most of them.
What the hell to do? You just wouldn't know. You're not prepared for that. And even when I was in school as a kid, they never prepared us for an active shooter with assault rifles. You snap and you mad at your family. You killed your grandma. Kill the rest of your damn family. Don't go kill innocent people. Like,
he just said, you know, if you're mad at your family, kill your family, but don't kill innocent people. He just said that out loud, people. This is your Dolly vision, folks. Your Dolly vision at work. You know, if you're mad at your family, kill the rest of your damn family, but don't kill innocent people. That makes a lot of sense, dude. Wow. That's great logic right there, buddy.
I don't know what snaps in people's mind. Like, I can tell you this, ever snap like that, I'm killing the person that made me snap. Okay. Not people that have never done nothing to me, right? And that's crazy. just to hurt innocent people, like people that go up on towers.
Hey, Dolly, it's crazy to kill the person that made you snap because you have control over what makes you snap or not. It's called self-control. Okay? Nobody is at fault for you deciding to pick up a gun and shoot someone. There's no logic behind that. And there's no justification behind it. He just said that I'm going to kill the person that made me snap, but not innocent people. Wow, dude. If this guy isn't the stupidest motherfucker I've ever, I mean, the only person that I could think of is that's dumber than him is Wipey Boy. That's the only dude that I can think of that's anywhere close to being this stupid. Probably he's a little smarter than Wipey Boy, but he's right there. Like there's this caliber where from dumbest to smartest it goes Wipey Boy, Dolly, and then Betty. And then MGL. And that's just think about how dumb MGL is so you can get an idea of how stupid these people are.
And just start sniping people and shit like that. It's like, what this goes through your mind that you hate the world so much that anybody in it is just the enemy. Okay? Just the enemy.
Wow. See, this is why.
In Chesapeake, Virginia, there was a day.
You see the difference, people? You remember earlier I was saying that I have opinions on this, but this case is fresh and I don't really want to talk about it because people are still sensitive about it. And I will share my opinions, and I have shared my opinions on the overall subject in the past. If you're so desperate to know what my opinions are, you can go back and you can watch those videos that I've done. But the difference between me and him is I know, and I'm responsible enough to go, I'm not going to talk about this right now because I don't have enough information on it, even though I have more information than he does right now that what we're listening to. But I don't want to risk saying something galactically stupid like he has been doing nonstop since we've been streaming him. This is the first time I've been watching this, dude. This is the first time I clicked on this. I just figured he can't disappoint.
Take care. I got hit by a bullet. Did you hear about that, Jimmy? It was on Wavy TV 10. No, I haven't heard about it yet today. But I'm sure there is. There's a lot of bullets that be flying around here. That's why, I keep myself protected and things like that. The world we live.
I mean, Luigi Lollipop. I live in Tennessee and I smoke weed. It's not legal here. I'm not going to, I don't give a shit that Dolly was smoking weed while he was here in Tennessee. I do that all the time. All the time. A lot of people here in Tennessee smoke weed. And he smokes weed on air. Like, I just don't like on camera, because I think it just looks kind of tacky to do it. I try not to anyway. I have been caught doing it on camera before, and I have smoked. I try not to smoke cigarettes on camera either, because, even though it is a nasty habit, dude, yeah, a lot of people smoke weed when they drive too, Luigi Lollipop. It's not the same as drinking and driving, in my opinion. The majority of people that I know who smoke weed are usually high if they drive. It just is what it is. Can it get you locked up in jail? Sure. But, I mean, like, I'm not going to, if somebody tests positive for marijuana in a vehicular homicide or a vehicular manslaughter situation, I'm not going to look at it like, oh my God, they were high on weed. That's crazy. How dare they smoke weed and drive? Like anybody who smokes weed when they drive, they're high. I promise you that. And there's a lot of people out there that are driving high right now. Most people, I would say the majority of people in California right now that are on the road are high. So I would relax. Just saying, I would relax. It's not the same as drinking and driving.
Living is a dangerous place. That's for sure. There's some weirdos, there's stalkers and creepy ass people that follow you, sit in your bushes, drive by your house. This is weird shit. People go in the stores and shoot up this damn grocery store.
That's really interesting that he brings that up. Stalking. Okay.
People go into damn malls, shoot up the malls. This dude goes into the worst place you can humanly go is into an elementary school. You know, here's the thing. We protect prisoners better than we protect our kids. Think about it. Go try to.
No, idiot. We don't protect prisoners better than we protect our kids. We protect our society from prisoners. That's why they're safe where they are for the most part. People get killed in prison all the time. You know why? Because the people who get killed in prison are surrounded by criminals, a lot of them being killers. It happens all the time, idiot. The prisoners aren't protected. We're protected from the prisoners. Moron.
Go shoot up a fucking prison. You ain't gonna get one inmate. You ain't gonna get one inmate.
Dude, are you serious right now? Are you fucking serious right now? Like you're comparing shooting up a school to shooting up a prison because the prisoners are protected. No, idiot. We're protected from the prisoners. It just happens to be an effect of being protected of those prisoners that you can't get in and shoot them. It's so they can't get out.
We can spend all this money in our country to incarcerate people. Fortify buildings that are inescapable. Fences.
Inescapable fences, y'all. Inescapable.
Cameras. Lookout towers. But we can't have nothing where you can just walk right freely up into a school and start shooting. We can't do nothing.
Oh, that's a great idea. Now, I do agree that school shooting is obviously a serious problem these days, and there have to be precautions that take place. And not getting into the gun issue, in the sense that precautions should take place now where schools are safer and it's more difficult for people to get in. And that's a slippery slope, because are we incarcerating our children now? In order to keep them safe, do we have to struggle with the same measures as what we do to incarcerate prisoners, criminals, right? Is the cost of keeping our children safe taking away their freedom? Locking them up? Is that going to be the cost? No, of course not. Of course not. But something absolutely has to be done. There has to be some way to keep the schools safer. I have my theories on what should be done. I have controversial theories on what should be done and opinions on what should be done.
We got National Guard. What do we pay the National Guard for? Right? Can we put one in the school? Can we put one at each elementary school?
See, I actually agree with him on that. I think that they should at least have security, armed security, vetted law enforcement officers as security in schools. I mean, why not? You know, I don't like I don't like that idea of having kids show up to school, walk through a metal detector, and there's armed cops around the school. That's a little unnerving, but if it decreases the chances of some jackass walking in there with a weapon, with a firearm, and just opening fire on kids, well,
what do we play our police force for? To sit in the fucking car and eat donuts? Can we put a cop in a damn school? Right? Can we have somebody there? Can we put some fence?
well, dude, you know, I mean, even though I agree with you to a certain degree, most schools actually have a school police officer, one or two, usually high schools or middle schools or middle schools. But, you know, in even elementary schools, there's usually one police officer, depending on the city you live in. But should there be more is the question.
Fences around schools. I ain't saying prisonate the schools, right?
Prison night.
But can we get it away to where you can't access the school from 72 points?
Prison night the schools.
Okay. I can go in this door, this door, this door. I mean, something, right? It's just one after another, tragedy after tragedy, and nothing seems to be put in place to stop it. I mean, I might be wrong. You know, there's a couple metal detectors here and there, but for most part, what has changed from the time that Sandy Hook?
This is a sad reality, people, because you've got all these celebrities, you know, saying enough is enough. We have to do something about this. Enough is enough. But let me explain something to you people. You're not going to stop school shootings from happening. As sad as that is. Now, you could do something to make it to where it's less likely to happen. Sure. You could create laws. You could start making a difference as far as school security, things of that nature, to where it's less likely for it to happen, and take those kind of measures. But you're never, ever, ever, ever going to stop this from happening to where it never happens again. That is a reality that we all have to face. Let me word it like this. It's never, ever, ever going to happen without your freedom being stripped from you. Makeup Mobster, I agree with you. The mental health issue needs to be addressed more. I agree with you on that. But see, here's the thing is people like this, I think it's deeper than a mental health issue. I think it's much deeper. I think that people are like, well, because when I was growing up, this shit would never happen. You know what I mean? This wasn't a problem when I was growing up. I'm in my 40s. When I was growing up, Mona Lisa, I love The Shield too. I just started watching The Shield like from beginning, like I'm on season 1 still. And I love it too. That's crazy that you guys brought it up in my chat. Anyway, I don't, the common thing that I see amongst these school shooters is they're young. Like this kid was 18 years old, right? He's 18 years old. When I was growing up, and I hate to sound like that guy, like back in my day, but that's the truth. This shit didn't used to happen. Wow, I'm super old, Makeup Mobster. Yeah, I was already well out of school when Columbine happened. But this shit didn't used to happen, right? See, I blame the generation. I blame the generation. I blame my generation for raising kids like this. for him not being there, or for parents not being there for this kid, because obviously, I guess he lived with his grandparents and he shot his grandma, right? Probably the one person that spoiled and enabled this kid more than anybody in the world. See, this generation, no matter what, because this is the thing, is parents, if you're raising a teenager nowadays in the last 10 years, dude, chances are is that teenager is fucking entitled and spoiled as fuck. And that's not even fully the parent's fault. Because now if the parent says, "Hey, I'm taking this away, or I'm going to call you out on what I think of you as far as how you're living your life," well, then you're being verbally abusive or you're being mentally abusive. You know, like everything now is abuse. And so now what happens is a kid like this, who somebody keeps it real in old school with him, he gets to play victim. In his mind, he's entitled to whatever the fuck he's kicking and screaming and bitching about. And so he decides to get that angry and I'm going to just shoot somebody over it because I'm not getting my way. This is the common thing that has happened with the majority of mass shooters that have taken place in the last 10 years. You cannot deny this. James Holmes, the same way. Is that a kid with mental issues? Sure. But he is also, and this is undeniable, a spoiled, entitled little shit who didn't get his way and decided to throw a fucking tantrum. Because he exists in a social media reality where you are measured by how many followers you have on a social media platform. Your worth is measured by this. In a mind like his. It is our society collectively that is responsible for little shits like that guy. So no, it's not a gun issue. It's an entitlement issue. It's a generation issue. You think they had guns in the 80s? Semi-automatic weapons? Nobody was shooting up schools in the 80s. You don't think there were problems in the 80s? You don't think kids had problems with their families in the 80s? But they didn't grab their dad's gun and go walk into a school and start shooting everybody, did they? Nobody did that. It's also a parent issue, Makeup Mobster. I agree with you. It is also a parent issue. But even now, that's my point, is what I'm saying is, even now, like if you don't conform to how society tells you should be raising your child is going to have an upper hand over you. And they're going to call it abuse. Because society would call it abuse if you went old school the way that it was okay for your parents to raise you. You're not allowed to do that anymore. You're not allowed to raise your kids the way that your parents raised you. That's not allowed anymore. It is not, as far as society goes, okay anymore. So it's not so much the parent's problem, because if a parent puts their foot down and has an entitled, spoiled little shit who's been spoiled and entitled by social media and his entire generation and everyone else around him in society, that social media has created this type of society. If that parent says, "Hey, fuck that, my kid is a spoiled brat and I'm going to step up as a parent and not allow this to happen," that parent is outnumbered by everyone. That parent can't do that. That parent is not allowed to do that anymore. Society will absolutely ostracize that parent for going old school. which worked since the beginning of time up until about 10, 20 years ago. And that's just my opinion on that, man. It's not a gun issue, dude. Guns have always been around. Mass production. Right. That's, dude, Makeup Mobster, you're on point. I'm telling you. Like, it's absolutely a, you know, we're living in a time where in society you are expected to whine to get what you want, not work hard and take it. This generation is not taught by its environment and its society to work hard to get to where you need to be. It's complain about it enough until somebody gives in and gives you what you want. That's the norm today. And it's undeniable. Right. Mona Lisa, exactly. They don't get their way and then they act out. Such as this kid. Probably spoiled to shit by his grandmother. And then his grandmother was probably like, no way. Because I'll tell you, he's Hispanic. I'm Hispanic. I can make this observation. The majority of Hispanic families that I know, the grandmother is old school as fuck and will spoil their grandkid, but also not put up with their grandkid shit. They will take their fucking slipper off and throw it at you or hit you or beat you with it. Because that's just the norm. For the it is a very common household term for when a grandmother takes their slipper or sandal off and hits you with it. It is called a chancletazo. Okay? It is a household term in a Hispanic household. It is called a chancletazo. It is universal in Hispanic homes. And your mom may give you a chancletazo, but your grandmother is for sure doing that shit. La chancleta, la chancla. Exactly. Exactly. You get la chancla. I would talk back to my grandmother and be like, oh, niño, ¿quiere un chancletazo? And I would shape up right away. Or I didn't, and I would test her, and I'd get my ass whipped with a fucking slipper. And I didn't call it abuse. It wasn't abuse. Everybody, dude, everybody knows, dude, it's fucking, it's what it is. When you're a child, like when I was a kid, I was raised to refer to my Hispanic elders as señora or señor, which is the same as sir or ma'am. Sí, señor. Sí, señora. Bro, dude, I got hit with whatever the fuck was in my mom's or grandmother's hand. A chancleta is just it's always on them. You know what I mean? Dude, I've been hit with a phone. If my grandmother was on the phone, bro, like, and they always talk so loud too. Grandmothers, when they're on their phone, it's like they're still going back to when phones were like a new invention. And they still talk on the phone. Like, I mean, my grandmother's been dead for years, but aló, Hola, ¿cómo está? Sí, niña, sí. Oye. Ajá, ajá. Ay, no me diga eso. Ay, Dios mío, no me diga eso. Niño, estoy hablando en el teléfono. ¿Quiere un chancletazo? But instead of taking off her fucking slipper, she'd fucking hit me with the phone. You've been hit with a phone, it hurts, dude. The one that actually rings, you know what I mean? Plugged into the wall. It's like the one, the one that's hanging on the wall. You know what I mean? I've been hit with a phone so many fucking times because I was such a fucking mouthy shithead. Hard to imagine, right? Let's see the glare. Next time you're in my chat, remind me and I will show you the paddle I was beat with as a kid. I still have. Nice. Yeah, dude, when I was a kid, I went to a Catholic school. Not my whole life. I only spent like a year in Catholic school. Well, part of a year. I spent like part of the third grade in a Catholic school. And the fucking nuns were allowed to fucking hit you with a paddle. They were allowed to. Like, I'm not saying it's okay to hit anybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there was a time where it wasn't considered abuse. It was considered discipline. Because a parent who wasn't beating the shit out of you because they got angry, which is very different, that was considered abuse. It wasn't like there wasn't such a thing as child abuse in the 80s. Of course there was a thing as child abuse in the 80s. When you beat the shit out of somebody because you're angry and you don't have control over your emotions, that's much different than being like, dude, you're fucking testing me. And after I've taken away everything and I've grounded you, then the only way you're going to learn is if I smarten you up with an ass whooping. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it was in the 80s growing up. Nowadays, doesn't matter. If you put your hands on somebody, it's abuse. And that's probably rightfully so. All I'm saying is there was a time when it wasn't, and now it is. But that has spider-webbed out to this whole thing to where you can't do anything to discipline your children. You can't speak to them a certain way. You have to say please and thank you on every single aspect. Now, I understand raising your kid to say please and thank you and leading by example and giving that example. But if a kid is being a total fucking shithead, you're not allowed to be like, hey, cut it out. You're being a shithead. You're not allowed to do that anymore. That's considered verbal and mental abuse. Dude, if I was touching everything in a store, my mom would just look at me, dude. She would just give me a look because I knew what was coming next. What was coming next was she would quietly and she would on the down low, she would pinch me and smile and through her teeth go, I'm going to beat the shit out of you in front of everybody in the store if you don't fucking stop doing what you're doing. See, Michelle, I'm not saying whether it was a better era or a worse era. What I'm saying is school shootings didn't fucking take place at the time. And I have to believe that it has something to do with now our kids run us. As parents, you no longer have authority over your children. That's gone. The norm of you having authority over your kids is gone. It's not how it is anymore. And coincidentally, or not coincidentally, I don't believe it to be coincidence, but one could argue that it is. But coincidentally, we'll just go with that. School shootings are now taking place. Yeah, I'm not getting into that conversation, Jeanette. Not yet. I will. Don't worry, I will. But I'm not doing that right now. And you're allowed to have your opinions in my chat. If you want to discuss gun control respectfully in my chat, you're fine to do that. I'm not trying to tell people what to talk about in my chat. You're fine to talk about whatever you want. I'm just not currently going to get into that, but I will. I promise you I will, because I do have opinions on it. And I'm prepared to lose subscribers over it. It happens all the time. I'm fine with it. I probably lost a shit ton of subscribers just explaining the difference between how kids were raised when I was a kid and how kids are raised now. That's fine, Jeanette. You're more than this. This is what makes America amazing, people. Is you are, well, and I know that you're in England, but you know, this channel is American, and you are free to have your opinions on anything that you like. Yeah, school shootings didn't take place in the 80s because we as adolescents knew the consequences of that action. Number one, our parents would get us and knew we would go to jail. We were taught better. I agree. We were taught better. We just had enough common sense to be like that. We would never do that. But now that we live in a generation, now that we're in a generation and surrounded by people and kids, we live in a society, rather, that your self-worth again is measured by how many followers you have on social media. And so these idiots think it's going to make them famous to act out like this, that it's going to give them clicks and views and make a name for themselves without caring for the consequences, because they get to play victim and martyr in their minds that they're in jail or dead because of acting out in the way that they did, because it's worth it to them to have their name remembered all the time, which is why I'm not saying this piece of shit's name out loud. Just not. We had fear of consequences when we were growing up. This generation is the fear of consequence is outmeasured for this generation by their desire to be infamous. I mean, crispy treat, here's the thing is until we know better, they are. Until we know better, crispy treat, they are innocent. But it's not to say that I believe that they didn't do anything. I don't have an opinion one way or the other because I don't have enough information. But the safe and responsible thing to do is assume that they are innocent right now and let law enforcement figure it out. Right now, it's not a question in my mind of I really wish and hope that the Wells are innocent. It's more of I hope law enforcement gets answers as to what happened to Summer. And even better, I hope that she's found safely. I still have hope for that. Spivey says, we knew it was to harm innocent people around us. No matter what we were going through personally, we have to do better and teach this young generation better. We must do and be better as a whole. And we were raised, man, we were raised by our Saturday morning cartoons and movies and TV shows where there were heroes and there were antagonists and there were protagonists. There were villains and there were heroes. We always wanted to be the hero. We always wanted to be the good guy. Good guys don't do shit like that. That's how we were raised, to be the good guy, to try to aspire to be the good guy. That's not how it is anymore. Now, this generation is raised to be the victim. Nobody has the balls or the self-worth to be the hero anymore. And the more that these victims feel sorry for themselves, the more likely they are to become villains. This bitch ass in my chat. Dude, why do you think that I'm talking and I'm not even playing your shit? It's because you got fucking boring, dude. You weren't even making any sense in the first place. And you're up here fucking on your channel saying that it's okay to kill your family, but not innocent people, as if your family's not innocent. You got problems, homie. You got problems. I mean, I know I totally sound like a boomer, Michelle. I get it. But there's truth to what I'm saying. There's truth to what I'm saying. This generation is raised to be victims, man. I don't get what I want. I get to complain about it. And that's all I'm going to do is complain. Nobody's taught to take accountability for their actions, visualize their future, and work hard towards it. You got places now everywhere that are closing early. Why? Because they can't get people to work. There are abundant jobs everywhere. But places are closing early because nobody has enough initiative. They say, no, you know what? I'm entitled to money. Why should I work hard when I could collect benefits? Yeah, here's my opinion on that. College bills. Hey, don't take out a college loan if you can't pay it back. Don't borrow money you can't pay back. This college loans should all be forgiven bullshit. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's no different. People act like that's some fucking noble shit that, oh, you know, well, I went to college, so since I was a good boy and I finished school, I should be rewarded by the government and my college debts should just be forgiven. No, dude, college costs fucking money. Pay it. Good for you that you graduated high school and you went on to college. Reason why you went to college, or the reason why you should have went to college, is because you had a future planned out for yourself. You had a trade worked out that you were going to get into once you graduated college so that you could create a career and engage in a career so that you could have the American dream, whether it's live alone and be a well-off bachelor or be a family person. And that's exactly right, Dolly Vision. If you go to school, you don't have to make pizza. See, I didn't graduate high school. I got my GED later, but every job that I've ever had has been an honest job. Like, I see people, Dolly, that give you shit about working at 7-Eleven. I'm never going to do that. To me, that's an honest job, man. Good for you. You know, I'm never going to shit on you for having a job. I see people do it, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I mean, I'll sit up here and shit all over you for being a moron, but I don't think working at 7-Eleven has anything to do with that. So kudos to you for working at 7-Eleven. But is the American dream actually attainable now? 18-year-olds aren't thinking about that for the most part. No, they're thinking about what everybody owes them. That's what they're thinking about. That's the norm now. They're thinking about what the world owes them, not what they can contribute to the world. We were raised to think of what we can contribute and put out into the world. That's going to make our environment better. That's how we were raised. Not all of us followed through with that, but that was the general consensus of how you raise your kids. Now it's not like that. Now it's like, what is the world gonna provide me with? There's no such thing as forgiving student loans. It's taxpayers paying for people's student loans without asking the taxpayers for permission. Exactly. Somebody pays, dude. Somebody pays. If I have the freedom to decide to not go to college, why the fuck am I working a job and I still got to pay for college? Your college? Fuck you. If you took out a loan, pay it. Work your ass off and pay it. Live in poverty for the first few years of your career, pay off your debts, and then start seeing your income grow. As long as you were smart enough to pick a career that was going to be lucrative to where you could pay off your student loans. Don't take out student loans that you can't pay back. It's that simple. And no, we're not shaming people for what they do for a job here, guys. Now, we will shame people who call what they're doing on YouTube work. It's most definitely not that. But remember, people, what we used to call cocaine in Miami, we called it work. So whenever you hear Bullhorn Betty talking about the work that we do costs money, just think about what she's talking about. Yeah, work ethic is gone, Spivey. That's all gone. You know how I know? Because only the drive-thru at McDonald's is open because they can't get people to work. That's how I know. No, you know what? And that's cool because college isn't for everybody. Dude, school wasn't for me. I couldn't sit still. I couldn't focus on anything. You know, it just wasn't for me at all. It just wasn't for me. And so I just didn't, you know, like I did one semester in college after I got my high school equivalency. I did like one semester in college. And I couldn't do well. I couldn't focus on it enough. I had the worst possible study habits because I couldn't focus hard enough to study. School's not for everybody. And so going to a trade school and learning an honest trade, like air conditioning repair, like what the fuck would you do without somebody who can come out and fix your air conditioning when it breaks down? If you live in like Florida or Louisiana or something, or Georgia, what are you going to do? There's no shame in going to a trade school, man. Learning a trade. Everything is a trade. Being a lawyer is a trade. Being a doctor is a trade. You're contributing something to your environment. Working at 7-Eleven is a trade. It really is. Like when you're sitting in a drive-thru right now to McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell or whatever, you're sitting in a drive-thru and it's taking 20 minutes to get your food. The reason why that is because they can't get people to work. That's why. Who gives a shit where Dolly works? Like, who cares? I was just making the point because he took a jab at me about running pizza joints most of my adult life, which is what I did. And I was damn good at it too. I just fucking hated it. Totally. Everybody looks down on their plumber until their toilet backs up or until a pipe breaks. Everybody fucking shits all over the plumber, no pun intended. That's also true. You could be anything you want to be on YouTube. Absolutely. Like, Dolly, the fact that you fucking have the audacity to fucking sell t-shirts with Summer's picture on it for $35 a pop and say that it's not going in your pocket, like, you're full of shit, dude. You are 150% full of shit, and you're a fucking shitbag for doing it too. So there's nothing that you're going to say in my chat that's going to be insulting to me or anything. It's, dude, I saw your post. Do I have to fucking share that? Do I have to share that picture, that post that you made? Because you took down the community post, but it's not like people didn't take fucking screenshots, homie. Like, you put up a post selling shirts for $35 a pop with Summer's image on it that you're trying to get people to go to your fucking bullshit, you and Betty's bullshit little vigil. Why am I mad? I'll admit I'm mad. I'm mad because you're exploiting a missing child. You're exploiting the entire idea behind a missing child. You're exploiting the concept of it and minimizing it to nothing. You're making money off of the back of a 6-year-old little girl that nobody has answers to where she is. You don't even share any facts of the case, yet you tag her name and everything that you do. Like, you're a piece of shit, dude. And nothing is ever going to change that. Like, nothing is going to change that until you stop doing it. Then why were you charging $35 a pop? Do I have to share that screenshot? That's why nobody in this chat has any fucking respect for you, dude. Nobody does. Everybody saw the shit. Hold on, I just got to find it. But now, I mean, now you force me to share it because you're up here in my chat just straight fucking lying. Because you shared this post, dude. We all saw it. We all saw it, dude. You shared the purposes post. Dude, I don't give a fuck about your Facebook, bro. Like, you're just a fucking liar, dude, and everybody knows it. You know how you know how I know you're a liar? Because you constantly go live talking about nothing, and you tag Summer Wells' name in it. And then you act like you're some sort of advocate for her. So yeah, totally. I mean, I have absolutely no problem trashing you because of the fact that right, you have more money than everybody because you fucking weasel it out of people by telling bullshit. You make a joke out of a little girl's situation where she's missing. You make a joke out of it. Call it a party on your channel. Right. And you didn't do shit. Like, just because you came to Tennessee and did what? You tried to put a minor on camera, and you tried to exploit a minor for an interview to get clicks and views on your channel. We all saw that shit too. And I agree with Makeup Mobster there. If you can't see what Betty is about, I have to question your judgment. He sees what Betty's about. He's just with it. You know what I mean? He's about the same shit. That's why they're so chummy. Because they're about the same shit. No. Well, first of all, I'm going to end this in a minute or two anyway. But no. I have to take precautions now because I heard a little rumor about Dolly's buddy Jay the rapper, and so I have to be careful and take precautions. So thanks to him is why I'm not opening this panel. Bullhorn Betty doesn't have a daughter, Moonrain. She doesn't have a daughter. Kelly Green, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here. You guys are all awesome. I love you guys a lot. And like I said, sorry I'm not on camera. The content's going to improve a little bit. I have some plans for that, but a lot of things are going to improve regarding the channel. I have some big plans. So, like I said, the channel is going through a transitional period at the moment. It is in renovation at the moment. But yeah, I'm really grateful to all you guys for hanging out with me. No, you didn't miss nothing good. They won't. They're not gonna stop exploiting Summer, and which is why I'm not gonna stop talking about it. It's just that simple. I'm not gonna stop trashing these people. As long as they exploit a child, I'm going to shit talk them. Squids, I was playing his content. Look at this shit. He doesn't know what the fuck he's
to
talking
the time
about.
that I mean, even from Columbine. I mean, let's take it back to then. From Columbine to Sandy Hook to these other school shootings, what has changed? Access to schools are still pretty easy, right? Pretty damn easy. You can walk up to Almost any of them. Just walk right on up in it.
Of course you can walk right up in it, you moron. Of course you can. It's a school. It's not a prison.
Boom, here we in it. At the most, you might have a security dude. All right, we need better than that. We need better than that protecting our children, right? There should be somebody that's trained, ready to go, right? I don't know if you need to hire like black orders or mercenaries or what you need to do to drop in these elementary schools, right? But you know, once that first shot pops off in that school, we need damn Arnold Schwarzenegger jumping out of a bush with a damn 50 cal busting shots.
Oh,
You only gonna get one shot.
That's intelligent. Dolly Vision's answer to school shootings, people. Schwarzenegger in a bush. Just, you know, all 9 hours of the school being in session. We need Schwarzenegger sitting in a bush ready to shoot somebody with a high caliber weapon. That's genius.
Right? We need our schools protected like that. You know what I'm saying? When you pull up to that school, there needs to be like come up,
Dolly,
somebody addresses you.
Since you're in my
chat,
right? Since you're in my chat, I have to ask you, do you realize how fucking stupid you sound when you talk? Like, I'm glad you're here so that I play this and you can actually hear how fucking ridiculous you sound when you talk.
Up our communities, right? People with money, they gate their whole fucking community. You can't ride up to their house, right? But you can ride up to a public school
because it's not a prison.
Right up to it. What is our kids know more important, less important than these rich ass people that live up in these gated communities? I would say not. We can't protect our kids the same way, right? Our tax-paying money can't afford that. Because, you know, our politicians make so much fucking money and live in these big, fancy houses that the schools got nothing.
Listen to the socialist bullshit. Like, and I'm the woke one.
They got no budget for it. They got no money for it. Because these states don't allow the money to go to the schools, right? Because these big pocket politicians are pocketing that shit. And these little schools are just getting a little trickle down of that. And ain't none of them have adequate security. Right?
Adequate security.
You see people online today talk about, I'm not sending my kid.
Adequate security. What did you say earlier? I'm not talking about imprisonizing the schools.
School tomorrow. It's scary sending your kid to school any day. Any day. Anywhere in this country. All right. Even if you live somewhere really nice. Think about this. You live somewhere really nice. Them kids can afford them AR-15s. Gone girl. Good to see you. Turtle gang. 5 months. One of my favorite turtles. One of my favorite turtles.
What the fuck is this guy talking about?
Good to see you. Turtle gang. Kids should not be dying. Ever. Ever. Right? In this world, there's so many bad people that should go before any kids. I know that for a fact, okay?
So, yeah. Because you don't do this for clicks and views, right? You don't do this to exploit. Right. Got it.
The kids should be the last, very last thing. And you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm glad the young man was shot and killed. But I almost wish in this day and age he could have been tortured a little bit. Because you look, he's one life. He took 19 kids alone, 19 kids. That is the devil. Okay? That image you see on the screen right there.
And he's gone.
That's what the devil looks like. That is an image of the devil. Okay? That's when the devil
riveting stuff
to this
Dolly.
World we live on, this plane, okay?
Riveting.
That is what he looked like this time. That is what the devil, Satan him fucking self, looked like today. All right? Satan showed his head, and that's was his head right there.
I didn't get that. Could you repeat that, please?
Hello, Dolly.
For the 10th
hey,
time?
guys. Glad y'all are in here. Make sure y'all like this video. There's like 325 of y'all. And we ain't even over 100 likes. I know there ain't that many haters watching. Okay? So go ahead, sub it up, like it up. and love it up, baby. Love it up. Okay. Crazy world we live in. I'm going to open the phone lines in a few minutes. What can we do to keep kids safe, keep schools safe, these type of things, so this type of stuff don't happen again? All right. I mean, we look, if we don't have enough police, we have people that are in the army. We ain't at war right now, right? Okay. So what our army.
So in conclusion, y'all, in conclusion, to answer Dolly's own question, according to Dolly, what can we do to keep the schools safe? The best thing that he came up with was have Arnold Schwarzenegger in a bush, ready to pop a cap, and that guy is the devil, and he should be tortured. Says the guy who stalked kids. Exactly. And yet he's here in my chat just whining. Bro, you're lame, bro. You're lame. Send the troops. We need martial law in the elementary schools, people. Genius stuff, dude. Really smart. Genius stuff. See, look, this is this stuff. And then they get up and they whine about bullying, right? Betty, Dolly, they all whine about the bullying. The bullying needs to stop. Dude, you think I fucking cry every time somebody fucking makes a video about me? Like, you put yourself subject to criticism, dude. When you go on a public platform and you aspire to get more followers, more attention, that's your aspiration. Like this video so you can build the algorithm and like this video so I get more clicks. Come on, y'all. Like this video, but don't talk bad about me. Please don't talk bad about me. Please. All you're doing is bullying me. That's all you're doing. You're bullying me. But please like this video. I want all the attention, but I don't want any negative attention. Y'all aren't allowed to have a bad opinion of me. You're not allowed to have a negative opinion on me, okay? Because that imprisonizes me in my heart. Y'all, please like this video. Please like this video. But please don't say nothing bad in my comments. Can you do that? Just make sure you like me. Can you please? And ladies, be sure to email me. I got a picture for you. Okay. Now, I hope you got your reading glasses on because you're going to need it to see the picture real clear. All right. But make sure you got the bifocals. You're going to need the bifocals for this picture. All right. For this pic, you need the bifocals because you need double the power to be able to zoom in and actually see what's on the picture. Okay. And buy my soap. Buy my soap. All right, guys. I think we've had enough fun for today. We will do this again very soon, my friends.